Las Vegas, Nevada collapsing right before our very eyes. Hey everybody, Scott Walters, buckle up, strap in. We got a hard-hitting, pull no punches, no sugarcoating it, no rainbows or sunshine. I'm just going to give it to you and give it to you straight. We got a good one to unpackage today. Welcome to the show. I hope everybody's doing great. Let's jump back on the economic merry-go-round and examine the good, the bad, and maybe a little bit of the ugly.
No, Scott, not the ugly. Only examine rainbows and sunshine in the Bellagio Casino.
No. Somebody's got to read between the lines and look. Between the economic cracks, we've got some cracks to look through today. Welcome to the show. I hope everybody's doing great. So Las Vegas, Nevada is in massive trouble. And the ironic thing about this one, friends, is we've seen this movie before. What happened in 2008? Las Vegas, Nevada took a massive hit. But here is the challenge, my friends. I've communicated this from almost day one. Bigger bubble equals what? Bigger blowback. This bubble is bigger than 2008. In 2008, we didn't have the type of headwinds we have now. Listen, I drove through Las Vegas. I spent 3 days there. Actually, I did a big road trip, Nevada, Arizona, California. I was all over the place. But one of the things that stuck out for me the most was Las Vegas. Las Vegas is now in big trouble. Unless you have a casino right on the strip and it's a weekend, you're done. Done. I stopped by like some of the iconic casinos that they have. Circus was an absolute ghost town. People begging you as you walk into the doors, employees instantly all over you trying to sign you up for timeshare presentations for free slot play or casino credits or restaurant vouchers, whatever they could do to get you. And it all comes down to the real estate market. It's all touching the real estate market. And I've warned about this. You know, what goes up must come down, and it's coming down right now. We're going to take a look at a current listing in Las Vegas, Nevada, to examine the health and the fitness of their housing market. Why, you ask? Well, of course I'm going to tell you, because it's the backbone of their economy. The housing market's not only the backbone of Vegas's economy, it's the backbone of the U.S. economy. If we lose it, we lose absolutely everything. We will be thrusted right back into recession. That's why I said the second, even as a real estate guy, I'm like, gosh, as much as I love seeing the euphoria in these markets, this is dangerous. You can't overheat the U.S. housing market. And we did exactly that in spectacular fashion. And now it's hanging on by a thread, teetering on the razor's edge. So to drive our point home today, I want to jump over and take a look at just a random current listing. I mean, it's like I would say, throw a dart at a map of anywhere in Vegas, and you're going to hit a property going through price reductions. Thousands and thousands and thousands of properties stuck on the market, chasing the market, going through price reductions. And there's no takers. Nobody's getting off the fence. Even now, we're going to look at a property that's dropping like a falling knife. Nobody's ready to move off the fence and grab the falling knife. And that's what it's exhibiting. That's why I always say, you have to be so strategic. In real estate pre-crisis, you have to be strategic when selling a property. But then during the euphoria, any turd was selling. You couldn't even get a yard sign out front of that property, and you had multiple offers going over asking, and it could show horribly with cell phone photos. Now you could do drone, staging, all the standard tools that we use when marketing properties, and they're still not going off the market. This is big. This is big, friends. Why, you ask? Of course I'm going to tell you, because it's coming to a neighborhood near you. Real estate's local. All areas behave differently. Some will be the first to get hit. Some will be the last to get hit. Some will be the first to climb out. Some will be the last to climb out. But everybody gets touched in a housing downturn. That's just the grim realities of the waters we're now swimming in. And like I said, if we lose this thing, that's why you have to monitor the health and the fitness of the U.S. housing market. Because if we lose it, we in fact lose everything. Jobs. And I mean, the job market already is displaying crash behavior. AI is replacing employees as we speak. Another employee just got laid off because they were replaced by what? You guessed it. AI. So without further ado, what do you say we go tour a Las Vegas listing and see what's going on there? Then we're going to meet back here and wrap it up. Let's get started. All right, friends, buckle up, strap in, roll up your windows, lock your doors. We're heading into Las Vegas, Nevada to take a look at a recent listing. Let's go ahead and bring up today's crash map, courtesy of our good fuzzy friends and failed iBuyers over at Zillow. Everything on your screen is, in fact, going through the kiss of death. Price reductions, stuck on the market, chasing the market. All right, our property is priced at $155,000 after suffering its most recent $14,000 price reduction. Here we go. Our property was built back in the 70s and it comes with a $590 a month HOA fee. And what do HOA fees do? Go down? Nope, they go up, and you can expect this one to do the same. Let's keep looking. Now let's go ahead and tour today's featured Vegas property. And here we go, an older condo stuck on the market, chasing the market. But bigger than that, what do you notice about this condo? You guessed it, we're unoccupied, sucking air. The owner needs to get this thing sold, and sold yesterday. No tenant, no owner occupied, and they came on the market clearly too high, or they'd already be sold. Maybe had you staged this property like a model home, like a FOMO factory, you could come on at its current price range and maybe solicit an offer. Clearly, they dropped the ball. Let's go ahead and dig a little deeper. It might have just gone from bad to worse. Our property is also in a 55 and older community. Anytime you're selling a property, if it's restricted to 55 and older, that's going to limit your buyer pool, and that's clearly what's happening here. Never something you want to deal with at resale in an age-restricted property. Let's dig a little deeper. Let's go ahead and read between the lines and look between the cracks and see how much interest our property is getting. And as we can see here, it's been stuck on the market, chasing the market for almost half a year with over 1,200 views, which isn't bad. But when you see only 53 saves, that tells me our property is getting little to no interest. Probably the age restriction, age of the property, and the HOA fee are turning people away. Let's go ahead and dig a little deeper. Let's look at our cost to carry the property. If we were silly enough to give them their stuck on the market price of $155,000, our approximate cost to carry would be over $1,500 a month just for mortgage service alone. You're looking at about $2,000 a month to own this property. Would it rent for that? I highly doubt it. In fact, I doubt it would even rent for the $1,500. This property needs to be priced way more aggressively. Let's go ahead and keep on looking. Strike three and possibly the knockout blow. Our property currently stuck on the market, chasing the market at its current price of $155,000, was pending and fell out of escrow at $169,000. Now it's dropped the price to $155,000 and still can't get sold. But wait, it gets better or worse depending on how you look at it. They started their journey at over $200,000. In my opinion, this is a $125,000 condo at best. If I was formulating an offer, that's in fact probably where I would advise my clients to make their offer at. Las Vegas clearly has massive headwinds. Let's jump back to the studio and wrap this one up. All right, friends, welcome back. And there you go. Can I interest you in placing an offer on this 1970s condo that really almost looked like a hotel that had been converted? But regardless, this is just an old condo in a 55 and over community, which limits your buyer pool. And anytime you're going to resale on a property, it's like, I can't tell you how many properties I've had to sell that are in 55 and over. You always see better pricing in a 55 and over community. But here's the challenge. It doesn't matter where you're at right now in Vegas, 55 and over community or not. You're stuck on the market, chasing the market. That's why if you've watched the show and if you're new, please get subscribed. Not yesterday, not tomorrow, today. There's never been a more important time in history to get centered and surrounded with like-minded people where iron can sharpen iron. We're going to sharpen a little iron today. Anytime you're selling your property, the number one thing, especially in this environment, find out who your competition is. That's the number one. Run the comps. Yeah, run the comps. But this is the challenge with agents. They're running the comps. They're going to the owner. They want the listing. They're saying, based on recent comps, this is your value range. And then the owner's saying, well, my neighbors just went off market for this. I'd like to come on at the top end of its value range. Yeah. And that's the thing, is euphoric recall. They have euphoric recall. And the agents are like, okay, let's go ahead and test the market. We'll put you on there and see how we do. Then here's the challenge. Someone like me comes along and does exactly what I did to this listing today. I examine it as I read between the lines, look between the cracks. I go to my buyers and I'm saying, hey, listen, these things unoccupied suck in air, which tells me they're not even enjoying the home. So like if you're in the home enjoying and it's serving its utility purpose, maybe you don't need to sell it quite as much as one that's sucking air every month. You're paying at minimum the HOA fee and most likely still have a payment on this thing. And even if you don't, it's property tax. You've got a depreciated asset on you need out from under this. So for me, I will pass on that listing. Here's my conversation with the owner. All right, here's the deal. Property values are declining and we're in a 55 and over community and you're not willing to stage the home. There's only one thing that's going to fix your property, sir or ma'am. Price. I've got to get everybody over to this house. Am I going to do that by coming on at the top of its value range? I don't want to risk seeing you stuck on the market, chasing the market, going through price reductions. Because here's the thing, it's a bad look. It's a bad look. That's why you see so often people pull the listing and come back on a new price. So it doesn't show as many days on market. This thing has already come down 25% in value in just months, 6 months or whatever it was. And they still got further to go. Why, you ask? Of course I'm going to tell you. How do we know that, you ask? Well, of course I'm going to tell you. Because it'd already be sold. And here's the challenging part. They're on the market. They came on at 205. They're on the market at 155 now. I bet you initially when they came on at 205, they refused offers better than the ones that they're getting now. Better than their stuck on the market price. They're begging now for $155,000 offer, and I'm sure they had probably because of me. I'm writing offers. That's the thing. Back in the euphoria, bidding wars and all this craziness. You see, I didn't like to walk people into that environment. Now, if you came to me and said, hey, Scott, it's my forever home. I don't really care what the property does in value. I got an open checkbook policy. I love that. Great. Let's give them their whatever price is going to take this thing off the market. But typically for me, what I'm always looking at is, hey, I want to protect you guys. I want to make sure if something happens to you, your health, the economy, anything, that a renter goes in, you don't have to lose the property. In fact, maybe down the road, you could turn it into income property and we can shop again and again and again. Because I always say I'm only greedy in one sense. I not only want to sell you your first home, I want to sell you every home moving forward. And I know the best way for me to do that is to make sure that you have properties that pencil out and can cash flow. And condo doesn't do that for you. What we'd have to do is check its rent range. My guess is this is a $1,200 a month condo. And even if we gave them their $155,000 price range or price tag that they're currently stuck on the market with, you're over $1,500 a month just to service the property. Then all the other related costs, maintenance, whatever, you probably about $2,000 a month is where you would expect to pay to own this condo. And if you're only going to rent for around 12, that's a bad deal for me. My price is $125,000. This is a half price home based at the 205 that they currently came on. It wouldn't surprise me if this property eventually goes for 50% off, and we're not even in official recession yet. In final thoughts, I come to you as a friend, as a content creator, as a real estate guy. I want to see you not only win in real estate, win in life. Understand the waters you're swimming in now. They're shark infested. Vegas, welcome to the swimming pool. It's not looking good there, friends. It's not looking good at all. Crime's up, tourism's down, and property prices are dropping like a falling knife. What's that tell you? It tells you we overheated the biggest asset class on planet Earth, but this is much more than just economics. It's politically charged, socially charged, and economically charged. The three-headed monster, it's out of its cage. My advice, and I'd never suggest anybody do anything I'm not doing or willing to do myself. Insulate yourself in these times. It's better to be prepared for something and have it not happen than have something happen and not be prepared. Make sure you can weather a storm, especially if you're in Vegas, because it looks like you're already in the middle of one. Once the dust settles, then we can reallocate our finances and see if we can deploy some money out on these penny on the dollar homes that are clearly right around the corner. And that's why I'm going to be here to blow the lid off it every step of the way, because it's not only what we need, it's in fact what we deserve. If you appreciate the content, I want to humbly ask you, give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment below. I'd love to hear from you. Social media link in the description of this video if you'd like to contact me there. If you need help buying or selling real estate here in America, biggest network, top-rated agents in the nation ready to assist you. It'd be our honor and our privilege to do so. Email in the description for you as well. If you enjoyed this video, you're going to love the next video, and there's an easy subscribe icon for your convenience. As always, thank you for your time. Please go make it count today. God bless, and I'll see you on the next video.